Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the Mad Guy, and welcome to part 5 of the 2021 DVD collection. Got quite a few to go through here today, so still got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 more videos before the collection is complete, and then we'll move on to the Blu-ray slash 4K collection. But without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. There will be some sci-fi, fantasy, and comedy stuff here today. First up, we have Battleship. I actually didn't mind this movie. It was actually not too bad. It's basically like Transformers on the sea, basically. And Rihanna's in this movie, and actually, she didn't actually do a bad job. Normally, music people aren't that great actors, but Rihanna wasn't too bad, actually. So, yeah. Then we have Serenity, which is basically this movie is basically Firefly the movie, I believe. It's basically like a spin-off of the Firefly TV show. Then we have Lucy. I did not care for this movie at all. I thought it had a good promise, a decent sort of idea, but the ending just ruined it for me. I have to rewatch it and see if my mind changes. Then we have two great movies. We have the original 1933 classic King Kong, one of the most important movies of all time. This movie, whether you like it or not, this is a very important movie in film history. Just amazing special effects, amazing work, and over the just well ahead of its time for 1933. Still sealed. I haven't actually watched it yet. And then we have the Peter Jackson 2-disc special edition version. My mum loved these movies. She always cried her eyes out at the end, though. But they are classic movies. The original, of course, is one of the best movies of all time. Then we have Terminator. Sorry, not Terminator. Schwarzenegger in the sixth day. And on the sixth day, God created man. Kind of looks like a sort of sci-fi movie. Funny though, Schwarzenegger's in a lot of sci-fi movies. Then we have Alien Origin. This is basically like, it looks like a sort of found footage movie. If you like those sort of things. Then we have the awful Godzilla. I hated this movie. I'm not a massive Godzilla fan. Well, I like Godzilla, but I haven't watched any of the original movies. But I do want to. And more are popping up online now. Especially on the Arrow collection. There's an Arrow subscription service that I'm interested in maybe getting. But I hated this movie. Godzilla was in this movie for like hardly any time. It was, I don't know, just hated it. We have Age of Dinosaurs. I don't know if I've actually watched this movie. Yeah, sort of Die Hard meets Jurassic Park, it says there. Then we have the classic Mars Attacks, Jack Nicholson movie, Danny DeVito, Pierce Brosnan. Classic movie. Scouting the shrieks. A classic. I think it was 1996. No, I'm sure this movie came out in. I don't know when this movie came out. I think it's 70s, but it's a classic. And we have The Darkest Hour. I'm not entirely sure what this is. If it's a disaster movie or aliens, incinerate movies by touching. I think it's a sci-fi. And we have War of the Worlds, the Tom Cruise one. I kind of like this movie. It was one of the first movies me and my partner watched together, so it's got a bit of a special place in our history, but I don't know. The original right here is much better, and it's in this sort of almost digibook design here. Includes a 10-page booklet, brand new featurettes. The original 1960s, and if you don't even like the War of the Worlds, definitely look up the radio broadcast and just how that had an effect on the world. You know, it was an amazing piece of history. A lot of people thought it was real. Then we have a Cypher special edition, and I do like this cover. Very unique. I have no clue what this movie's about. sci-fi kind of movie. And CEX, you can get some nice special editions cheap in CEX. They don't actually charge any extra for their special editions and steelbooks. 9 times out of 10 at least anyway. They only really charge more for the they only really charge more if it's like a well-known one, limited edition, like Star Wars and things. Transmorphers, a sort of mockbuster movie, you know, those movies that are basically shit versions of blockbuster movies, and of course this is kind of like a Transformers style movie. Then we have Independence Day. This movie's okay. It's a modern day classic. Great special effects, I ain't gonna lie, the special effects are amazing in this, but the story is very average. And then we have the 2 Alien vs Predator movies. I've seen a bit of the first one, I haven't watched the second one. I hear that the second one is very dark. But yeah, of course, 2 classic horror icons. We have Showgirl, still sealed at the moment. Haven't got around to watching this. It's a classic movie. Then we have Fritz the Cat, one of the most adult animated films. Ironically, I was watching a Simpsons episode the other day, the one where Itchy and Scratchy go out of business, and they actually show a sort of Itchy and Scratchy sort of nice back artwork there cartoon, and he actually says, oh, it's a Fitz the Cat thing. Very over the top, outrageous cartoon from the I believe it was the 1970s. I'm not sure, I think it was the 70s or 80s movie. Then we have the 2 300 movies. I actually haven't watched either one of these yet, but of course we all know this is Sparta. And the second one there. Then we have Excalibur, another classic fantasy icon there. Kingdom of Heaven, from the director of Gladiator. The Dragon, Dawn of the Dragon Slayer. I do like some fantasy movies. And then we have the classic Conan the Barbarian. But I don't think this is the original. This is the more up-to-date version. The 2011 one. This isn't the Arnold Schwarzenegger one. Then we have Deathstalker. Another over-the-top, dark and gritty one. These are actually getting kind of hard to find, actually, so keep an eye out for these. I think there's 5 or 4, and they are actually getting quite rare. And we have the classic Clash of the Titans, the original. Still yet to watch this, but I hear it's one of the classic movies, mythological. As is the same with Jason and the Argonauts, one of the last movies to really use stop motion really well. A classic movie. It's tame by today's standards, but back in the day it was very well done. And then we have another Billy D. Williams movie, Alien Intruder. Yeah, so if you want to see more Lando Calrissian, this movie might be worth watching. It looks kind of very 80s-esque style here. I don't know when it came out. It might have come out later on in the years, but... And we have Rick and Steve, the happiest gay couple in the world. The first season, kind of an obscure mini-series from the 2000s. I haven't watched this, but I hear it looks pretty funny, I ain't gonna lie. Season 1's very cheap. Season 2's actually getting quite expensive. Jeremy Clarkson's Head to Head, one of my all-time nostalgic VHSs. I'm looking for the other DVD versions of the VHS tapes I had. Just so much nostalgia for these. Then we have the 2 ABC of Death movies. I love these movies. It's just great anthology, mini movies within one big movie. There are some really cool ones in here, some weird ones, but they sort of remind me of the, you know, the Faces of Death movies or the Mondo Cane movies, those sort of shockumentary style ones, I guess. Of course, the Blackadder Remastered Ultimate Edition. Watched everything on here. Love this show, one of my all-time favorite TV shows. Sorry, it's a bit out of place here. It should technically be up there, but just how things were organized at the moment. And we have the Back to the Future 3, 2, and 1 all on DVD. I might try and get these upgraded at some point to 4K. Ironically, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I actually haven't watched any Back to the Future movie all the way through, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that, but it is on my list of things to watch. Pan's Labyrinth. A lot of people call this a horror movie. I'd say it's more fantasy style movie just by the looks of things. I heard it's a really good movie, very Salvador Dali style. And then we have The Lovely Bones. I have no clue exactly what this is about. It looks like a thriller or something. The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones, my partner's stuff. So, and Super 8, which I hear is actually not a bad film. I hear this is actually really good. Sort of like, I guess, The Goonies meet Alien. Then we have one of my all-time favourite music video DVDs, films, Moonwalker. I know Michael Jackson gets a lot of hate nowadays, but back in the day, this was just amazing. Just awesome music videos, some of the best music videos in the world. I don't care what anyone says. Bugsy Malone, sort of mixed between musical and mafia. And then we have Chicago, another musical. I'm not really big on musicals, but hey ho. And then we have the two Mr. Bean movies, Bean and Mr. Bean's Holiday. I actually don't think I've watched Bean all the way through, but I love Mr. Bean's Holiday. Another film I've seen in the cinema multiple times. Then we have Along Came Polly with Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston. It's amazing just how many movies Jennifer Aniston was in romantic comedy wise. She's just in so many romantic comedy films. Anger Management, another Adam Sandler movie. I love Adam Sandler. I just love him. I think he's so funny. Jack Nicholson, of course, is awesome. Anchorman, Legend of Ron Burgundy. I've got the second one on Blu-ray, so I'm probably going to upgrade this one to a Blu-ray. Case is a bit beat up. Really funny movie. I think Will Ferrell's pretty funny as well. Great slapstick comedian. American Balls. This is basically like a, I guess like I don't know. It looked like a American Pie style movie. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry with Adam Sandler again, where he basically has to fake being gay. I actually watched this movie and it was actually really funny. I thought it was great. Ving Rhames is in this movie and he plays this. He's basically a firefighter who has to pretend that he's gay to basically live with someone, and obviously goes through all of that. But the firefighter Ving Rhames plays this sort of like a really tough guy, and then you see him in the shower. And he comes out as gay and nobody wants to go up against him. It's just a really, really good movie. Does do a pretty decent job of sort of showing off homophobia and stuff like that, if you into that sort of stuff. How High, another classic stoner movie. This case is a bit shitty, but this movie is on Netflix, so I might get rid of this DVD. Office Space, another one of my all-time favourite movies. Just such a great movie, so funny. It's not the movie that's going to make you laugh out loud. It's a lot of humor is, I guess, sometimes it takes a little bit of, it's that humor that sort of creeps up on you, I guess. Friday, the classic Ice Cube Chris Tucker movie. It says here it does include a soundtrack, but I don't think it does include a soundtrack unless it's included on the actual disc. The whole damn thing. I actually haven't watched this movie, but I hear it's another classic, comedy. The two Harold and Kumar movies, one of my all-time favourite movies. Seen this movie about 50 times now, and that's not even saying anything. This is a Region 1 DVD. I have to check that it works on my thing, because it should work. It's called Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, whereas in the UK it was called Get the Munchies. That's how you know. This is the extreme unrated edition, which basically add like one extra scene, basically, where you just see someone's boobs. But Harold and Kumar Go to Guantanamo, Escape from Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, this movie was... I still think Go to White Castle is a much better movie, but this movie does have some moments as well that are pretty funny. There's also the Christmas movie, but I'm going to be honest, I didn't much care for that one. White Chicks, love this movie, one of my all-time favourite comedies. The Wayans brothers, I love the Wayans brothers. Say what you want about them, they're just so well funny, just so good. And this movie's just classic. Making my way downtown, walking fast, face this past, and I'm homebound. Terry Crews, I love it. Tropic Thunder. This movie actually got a lot of hate because Robert Downey Jr. basically went blackface to play this character. But this movie's basically about a Vietnam movie, but they're making a movie based in Vietnam, and then they actually find out they're actually in Vietnam and it's not part of the movie. It's a spoof kind of movie, but it's actually pretty funny. It does have some great moments in there. Then we have the Fockers collection, the Meet the Parents trilogy. Meet the Parents, I've only seen this one. Meet the Fockers, I haven't watched this one. Some great actors in here though. Robert De Niro, Barbra Streisand, Dustin Hoffman, Ben Stiller. I like Ben Stiller. I think he's pretty funny. And then Little Fockers, Owen Wilson's in this movie. I think he's a young Owen Wilson though. And then we have The Adventures of Pluto Nash, Man of the Moon. This movie was actually meant to be like the next big thing, but it got a lot of bad reputation. But I actually watched this movie and it's pretty funny. It's pretty cheesy, campy, fun. Eddie Murphy is just so hilarious. And basically, if you want to watch a movie with Eddie Murphy in, and you're going to laugh at just Eddie Murphy, this is actually a pretty good movie. It's not as bad as what people say it is. Then we have the Sacha Baron Cohen trilogy, what I like to call the trilogy, the Ali G in the House movie. Love this movie, Ali G, eh? The Borat, of course, there's a bunch of new Borat stuff on Amazon Prime now. There's all these new mini-series that have come out, like bonus features. Of course, the second movie was in a Prime exclusive. I think the first one is better than the second one. I think the second one was a bit too preachy for my likings, but I suppose that's why this movie was so well received, because it was basically a spoof movie, but at the same time, it's basically depicting America for being a very backward society. And I know not all Americans are like that, but I guess, you know, this movie was trying to show that off. And then we have Bruno, of course, very much similar to Borat, more of a gay society thing. I enjoyed this movie as well. Then we have the Ali G I, which is basically a highlights of the TV show. The Harry Hill movie, I love Harry Hill. I think he was just, I love watching his show, very over the top. My kind of humour. I haven't watched the movie though. One of my all-time favourite comedies with Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore. Absolutely love this movie. Seen it multiple times. And you just can't beat this movie. It's a great golf movie, but you know, it's so well, it's so good. I love this movie. One of my favorite, in probably my favorite comedy trilogy is the Austin Powers. I absolutely love these movies. I'm going to try and upgrade this to Blu-ray at some point. Possibly 4K if they do that, but I don't think they do. The Spy Who Shagged Me is probably my favorite of the trilogy. And then the first one and Goldmember. But I love these movies, just so well done. These are just great movies. Very popular movies back in the day. And we have Hot Fuzz, part of the Cornetto trilogy. Really like Hot Fuzz. I think it's probably the most underrated of the Cornetto trilogy. But love this movie, so funny. And there's some great bonus stuff on this disc as well, which is great. To be fair, these Cornetto trilogies do have some good bonus features. 40 Days and 40 Nights, another pretty campy sort of sex-themed movie. I enjoyed this one. It has some pretty funny moments in there. Another Hood. This movie is so funny. You know, this movie is basically like a piss take of the whole gangster wannabe people, but this is just so funny. I love this movie. It's just so over the top, but love it. Great movie. Yo, give me them crips then. They just so many funny one-liners. Big Daddy. I don't think I've actually watched this movie. I might have seen it. Steve Irwin, Crocodile Hunter, Collision Course. This basically is a movie that basically combined like a movie where Steve Irwin doing like his normal documentary stuff, and then there's all these other stuff going on. It's kind of a quirky one, but I imagine this might become a little bit more rare in the future because of Steve Irwin. And we have Good Burger, Still Sealed. This is a Region 1 DVD from what I remember, because it was added to Netflix. Great film. I didn't really watch Kenan and Kel growing up, but I did enjoy this movie. Another one of my favourite Marlon Wayans brothers movie, Little Man. Love this movie. So funny. Just a great sort of comedy. Mean Girls 1 and 2, Still Sealed. I haven't watched these yet. I think they were my partners. Click. Another good Adam Sandler film. I enjoyed this one. It has a pretty cool concept. What would you do if you could control the universe? Pretty cool style concept. Another one of my all-time favourite comedies, Bruce Almighty. I love this film to pieces. Just another great Jim Carrey movie. Love Jim Carrey. And Evan Almighty, Steve Carell. What can you say about Steve Carell that hasn't already been said? Just an amazing actor. This may not be one of his best films, but he is just such an amazing actor. I just love how he can go from being serious 1 minute to the next minute just being all... He's got a great range when it comes to comedy. Bad Neighbours. Haven't watched this one, but it's a Seth Rogen movie. Zac Efron, not really two of my favourite guys. And last we have Bad Santa, Billy Bob Thornton movie. Maybe this one would be one to watch at Christmas. So there we have it. Part 5 of the DVD collection. Some great movies in here. A lot of things that I love and definitely going to have to rewatch at some point. I'm going to play some more Bully soon, and tonight I'm going to watch a film on Netflix. I haven't decided what I'm going to watch. Part of me wants to watch a horror film. Part of me wants to maybe watch like IP Man or something. Still got to wait till the 1st of July for Dynasty Warriors movie. But yeah, so I'll probably do another video in the week. Either part 6 of the DVD collection, which will be some more comedy stuff and some dramas by the looks of it. Comedy is actually probably my favourite genre of movie. Very close by. I don't know. I don't really have. I don't know. It depends what mood I'm in. I'm very versatile with movies. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, feel free to leave a like and, of course, comment below. Let me know what your favourite comedy movie is. Who your favourite comedian is, and possibly let me know what movie you would like to see get a sequel, or possibly a remake. Maybe not a remake, but a sequel at least. And as always, guys, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe if you haven't already, sorry. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and eBay store, all in the description. And as always, guys, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye.